Oggi ci stiamo interrogando sul dove posizionare la progettazione culturale, che è il fulcro del vostro percorso di studi preso da punti di osservazione differenti. Grande economista della cultura aveva riassunto bene questo concetto dicendo che la progettazione culturale deve avere i piedi in un luogo, noi lo chiamiamo in un contesto, a varie scale, no? Che possono essere locale, regionale nel senso anche continentale o internazionale o come si dice oggi globale, ma che comunque la testa di chi progetta cultura deve rimanere e restare nel mondo. E per dare questo messaggio forte e chiaro, ecco perché abbiamo cominciato anche per un'opportunità con la Boston Symphony Orchestra.
Boston Symphony to American orchestras has the same role that Harvard has to universities. It's the largest scale orchestra in the world, candidly, with a budget that rivals La Scala's. This is the hall. The orchestra is one of the older orchestras. It goes back to 1881, a hall that was built in 1900. It's all owned privately. So ultimately, the Boston Symphony's scope of operations is so much larger because, as you heard from Professor Olivares, not only do we have an orchestra, but we have a pops orchestra. Number of employees. This is something, when you're running an orchestra, you don't necessarily think about this. But there are 330 full-time employees, of which only 105 are musicians. And then we have part-time employees, including another 200 musicians. That's the Pops Orchestra. We don't pay them full-time. We pay them when we use them. But there are 1,000 people. So we had 1,300 employees at any given time. The live audience for the Boston Symphony was 1.2 million people come to concerts. Going back to the mission, basically, there are three dimensions. It's to be a great orchestra, it's to be populous institution, and then the third part is to be, frankly, a vehicle for education. So the Boston Symphony not only has this education programs I'll talk about in a few minutes with the professor, but we invest every year in our education programs $5 to $6 million. By default, we're the music education system for the city of Boston and the surrounding suburbs. So we have an obligation, a moral obligation, frankly, a mission obligation to educate the next generation.